Well, it's Monday morning again, and I'm out finding something to do. Despite the weather, we just carry on regardless. And there's a couple of things I've actually forgotten about, and that's these chili peppers. That one is called Armageddon. Sounds quite threatening to me. I'm not a lover of hot peppers, but if you take little bits of them and drop them into curries, then they'll fire it up a little bit for you without getting too excessive, which is why we don't grow Carolina Reapers or ghost peppers anymore, because they just don't get used, so it's pointless. So I've got that one, and it's still in a 2 litre pot. I think I've been a bit lazy this year as regards potting a lot of things on, but the weather has constantly put us off. So it's time to spring into action as we approach summer. I've also got this one, and that's a really nice little bushy plant. And that one's called Basket of Fire. Once again, I don't know why I buy these hot peppers, apart from I like to grow different things. And that one looks quite attractive. And they'll only be really tiny peppers, probably like a bird's eye hot chili pepper. So we can basically freeze them and take tiny bits out whenever we want. But what I'm going to do is, because these peppers are in these little pots, we can see that the roots are slowly trying to get out at bottom. So I think if nothing else today, we'll get these moved on into big containers and see how well we can get these to grow outside. I'm going to put those hot peppers into these containers. They're around 10 litres, so I think they'll be big enough for these plants. It's not like anything is growing fast at the moment, so we've done as always. Because as we saw yesterday on that video, drainage is really important, and peppers definitely don't like to be stood in water. So we'll get these filled, we'll add some feed, and we'll get these two dangerous sounding chili peppers in. I'm using that Westland compost again. It seems to be quite good quality. As you can see. I'm going to do what I usually do with these, and that's part fill these containers, add feed, and then we'll get these plants in. I think that's enough for now. Might be slightly more than I need. We'll find out shortly. I'm going to add some fish blood and bone to it. Plenty there. Just give that a shake. That'll mix it up for us. I'm also going to add fish blood and bone granules, because they'll break down slower and maintain nutrition in both of these containers. So we'll get one of these plants out and see where we're at. They definitely need moving. Loads and loads of roots. I think we've just caught that in time. So a quick rough at that bottom so we can release all those roots. And we'll get these in. If you notice, I didn't compress this down when I put that fresh compost in. And that's so that we can see this and then press it down to get the level that we're after, which I think's about there. And then we can just backfill. It's like I've got a bit of sweeping up to do after this, but never mind. So we'll fill that in. Just going to compress it down now. Peppers do like a firm bed to grow in, And I think at that we're about right. That's a nice little plant in a good sized container now. Just make sure it's nice and straight. I think that'll do. We'll get his label back in and we know where we are then. And I'm going to do the same with this one. I've noticed this one has got some yellowing leaves on top. So that could be either burn from getting wet and then sun getting on it, or it could be once again getting a bit waterlogged. But either way, we need to take it out because it could also be a root problem. And as you can see there, there's hardly any roots on this plant, but it is completely wet through at bottom. It's a good job we're taking this out. That could be the reason for those yellowing leaves at top. As I said, peppers don't like to be continuously wet, so hopefully this is going to help this plant out. And I think I might just put them in that propagator for a couple of days to help dry them out. Just keep firming that in as I go. We will reach a point where we get fed up of losing plants because they keep getting too wet. So this is going to have a bit of a drying out stage. We'll leave it in that propagator for about a week or so. But as quick as that, that's both as hot chili peppers done. It seems once again it's the same old story. That pepper plant is completely wet on bottom, so it is a good job that we've decided to pot it on today, because if we don't, those leaves are going to get even more yellow and then that plant could die. But we've got them potted on now. They're going to go in that propagator and they're going to have a week or more's drying out, and hopefully they'll recover. So that's another job done on what once again is bit of a dodgy Monday morning. If you want to see how these plants get on and what we're going to be doing for the rest of the week, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you on the next one. You take care.